Are you struggling with unexplained inventory shortages every month? Or maybe you don't even have the protocols in place to know if you're experiencing retail shrinkage. If this is you, you're not alone. Most med spa owners make the mistake of tracking and securing inventory without reconciling inventory on a weekly or a monthly basis. This leads to losing retail products and profitability. These frustrating symptoms may sound all too familiar. Inventory counts never matching actual stock levels, products disappearing without documentation, gaps in inventory tracking. These system flaws slowly leak money, hurt revenue, and overall attack the profitability of your med spa. For those of you who are new here, my name's Kelly Smith. I'm the founder of Projected Growth Consulting and have over 20 years experience in the medical aesthetic industry. We've helped over 5,000 practices across the country build their revenue and profitability. I'm an industry expert who have built several seven-figure businesses for my clients. Okay, let's get started. In this video today, you will learn 3 critical retail inventory management protocols that leading med spas are leveraging to drive revenue and boost bottom line performance. At the end of this video, I'll give you the ultimate tip to manage your retail inventory problems. Now let's get started on how you can increase your revenue step by step. Number 1, ordering and receiving. You can do this by placing orders monthly in bulk to receive volume discounts. You can also require packing slips to be counted and initialed by staff member to verify accuracy upon receiving new shipments. Immediately log new inventory into an electronic scanning system so that you know exactly what you received and your inventory is automatically updating in quantities. It's important to compare products received to the vendor order form to resolve any discrepancies. Step 2. Tracking and reconciliation standard operating procedures. You can do this by conducting weekly inventory counts and, most importantly, reconciling those counts with your system records. This is the time that you would investigate any variances of your inventory counts exceeding 5% so that you can be aware if you might have a concern for losses, theft, or an overall process issue. Consider to do this more frequently for those high-value goods like your injectables of toxins, fillers, threads, those things that are very expensive and quite small. Those are the items that typically, if you've got a problem, may be walking out the door, sometimes with employees and sometimes with patients. Number 3, training and standard operating procedures. You can provide a thorough inventory training process for your staff to understand how to generate a purchase order, how to receive the shipment, how to count inventory on a weekly basis, and reconcile it in your system to ensure that you always have an accurate count on hand of your various retail products as well as your back bar items such as injectables. Storage procedures and security practices are required in order to manage rigorous growth and minimizing the chance of loss. If you're finding this video useful, give us a thumbs up because mediocre inventory tracking can totally sabotage your retail business. Incomplete inventory tracking can sabotage your retail sales goals and margins. Even if you have sound ordering and receiving practices, you may still have an issue with your margins due to loss or overall inconsistencies of tracking. An example is when you look at your retail sales against your cost of goods, you can quickly tell in 5 minutes from a profit and loss whether you have an issue to be concerned about or not. Retail cost of goods should be 50% at any given time. So even though you'll have inventory on hand and inventory that's sold and it goes in and out monthly basis, if you look at what you did in a 6-month period in terms of retail sales and how much you spent in that 6-month period on retail supplies, you should be at roughly 40 to 50%. If you are at a different number than that, and if your costs are, say, 75%, then that means either A, you've got an inventory reconciliation problem, B, possibly you've got a theft issue, or C, you don't have the right standard operating procedures in place to manage your inventory. This is really important to put in place while your numbers are smaller so that you can control it as it begins to grow. I talk about the importance of retail being 10% of your income or better, and that the margins on retail are so strong for your profitability overall as a med spa. This is a critical part of our success and service mix. So now that you've seen how to boost retail profits by plugging inventory leaks, if you're looking for additional tactics on how to accurately set up and achieve your med spa revenue goals, check out my video, 3 Red Flags, Killing Your Revenue Goals and How to Avoid Them. I'd like to hear from you. What's your biggest retail inventory struggle right now, and what's your top question around it? Leave your specific challenge and query in the comments below. As I mentioned in the beginning of of the video, I'm giving away the ultimate recipe to stop wasting time and money on inventory strategies that simply do not work. Click the link in the description below to book a free strategy call with one of our experts to look at your numbers and determine the best steps to optimize your profitability. We look forward to speaking with you soon.